Welcome back, Speedgaming 4. We're here into Game 2 of cemo versus Nitro. And, this is a best of 3, Game 2. If it goes into a Game 3, they'll be scheduled at a later time. And this is also a upper bracket match with a double elimination format. So the loser stays on, the winner keeps going. No one's out after this. But that said, we are in for a good match here. The first game came down to the wire. We saw that Nitro took a bit of an early lead, and then I think what happened is that he was gaining time throughout, and then cemo just pulled off the comeback and made all that time back, and so that came down to a extremely close finish. But now we're getting started again, and this looks like a win for left. Speed booster on the left. A lot of the time, left versus right doesn't always matter because you want to check the other door anyway. But in this case, speed is going to make these checks a lot faster. So E-Tank on the right. Seem like they're going to soft lock themselves, run to fish tank, just for the info. It can matter what water room is down there, because it can be the Mount Everest room, and in that case you can get grapple beam early. And if you have grapple, you can do Everest, but you can't do any of the other water rooms. And so it's helpful to know. For now, we're going to be running around with our alarm bells running. Oh, this is a fun situation, isn't it? So when you spark up here, you don't have the energy to try and spark again into the ceiling. So if you've always done that, you might be a little confused. But here, it wants you to do just a speedy jump, because Speed Booster gives you a big height boost as well. Now we are into Morph Ball, Power Bombs, Speed Booster, and an E-Tank. We know that the Power Bomb door goes to the top left of Fish Tank. And that's because the map, you can look at how the rooms are arranged to understand how rooms are connected. So by knowing that Fish Tank is below, it's going to have a top left on the left side and a top right door on the right side. So we find, I think that was Grapple Beam over there. It seems like Nitro just has a little bit of a lead, but it's a very minor lead. Make this up over time. And Gravity Suit is the winner again. Gravity Suit a little too strong early on. It's probably because, like, you can do heat rooms. The settings we're playing on, you're always gonna get an early E-Tank. And with one E-Tank, you can do most heat rooms. But if it's a water room, there's nothing you can do. A lot of the time you need multiple movement items to go through water rooms. Cemo taking another fall. I'll blow up all the waivers. Make space for this wall jump, which is frame and pixel perfect. And we're into the first water room here. To get to the top of Bubble Mountain, you do it the way that cemo just did. Where you go into the save room door, climb the right side, and then do a damage boost off the waiver to get across. But they're having some trouble with the waiver boost. I don't like it that much myself, but it's still a lot easier than the pre-perfect pixel perfect jump. So, wreck ship main shaft, we meet again. This time we already have the power bombs. So it's just gonna go straight into Spooky. And there's a first missile pack, yay. Since we already have a suit, this should be a pretty quick seed. Game 1 did end up going over an hour. And we get an early suit like this. It's typically faster than that. But about an hour seems right. But this is going to be another case of cemo being a bit behind towards the items. And it's going to have to play catch up once again. We do have all the basic ammo. We have a suit for mobility, a booster for some height gain. And so that's kind of all the very early game items you want. There's Shaq Tool's room. Very interesting set of rooms to the left. That aqueduct. It looks appealing to go in that direction. But heated room into the Decora Spark might be tough on your health. Reserve tank. That's a reset. Takes about an E-tank to get down through Speed Hall. So it'd be another E-tank to get back, plus stopping for the item. It's just too much. So now that this race is a little bit underway, we can introduce our tracker of the evening, the Hockey Towner. So, thanks to Hockey for being here on tracking. Trackers are what let us get the restreams. And then I am going to be Aussie 101, talking about what's happening. Look at this fancy Shine Spark over the moat, sometimes called Ocean Fly, but most often only when you go through the door on the other side. So cemo does have supers, and is back in Criteria. I don't know that they got the Brinstar map. Maps are very important. For cemo, back in the Bubble Mountain deboost room. E-tanks are good. Now that they have a super pack and a power bomb pack, you can open the doors, and that's really all you need them for until you're looking at finishing the seed. Nice grapple. So right now, you most want more E-tanks. E-tanks are going to be what open up the most, like, the largest number of new rooms. If you have more E-tanks, you can do more heated rooms. That's what you try to do. So Fantoon fight. 5 missile Fantoon. So it's going to be a little bit tough to get a 2 or a 3 round. But this is something that can happen in map random. It'll make you do this low missile count Fantoon. We've even seen 0 missile Fantoons where you had to do it with only supers. Opted for the Enrage. Or possibly menued past missiles by not having any, because that can happen too. But we're going to sit out this Enrage. Gravity Suit's going to reduce damage by half, so Flames do 20. But one map rando change that's important to know about is that small energies give 10 instead of 5. And so it's pretty safe to do the Fantoon fight as long as you're killing enough flames to get dropped. Because healing 10 energy at a time is quite a bit. So Nitro is going to have another map up on cemo. So West Ocean, very common to have Fantoon here. Because there's so many left and right doors. Danger Room. What happens here? Spicy. So, Amphitheater. How much do you bet on this being your only way through to get to that map? Nitro's going to leave. Seema's going to do the Fantoon fight. 2 E-tanks you can get through, but you are counting on the next room to not be heated. So we actually can't get to this map yet. In situations like this where you look at how to sequence break to the top of West Ocean, Seema doesn't have missiles. That is not a good spot to be in. You're going to be losing... Well, not 2 minutes, because Nitro also had an Enrage, but it's going to be a really slow fight. I think what Nitro would like to do is to take a save somewhere, and then try and get that map. But there's no real close-by saves. The closest is at Bubble Mountain. The ship might even be just as close, on the other side of Attic. The Attic's going to be powered on now because Fantoon is dead, so it's less trivial to run through. We also have supers to open these pink doors now. Yep. It's the Acid Chozo room again. You hardly ever see that room in Map Rando. It has been changed where you don't need Space Jump to get through. But it seems like so many map layouts just don't give you a reason to go through that room. On the higher difficulties, I have seen it. But those are... It's usually when you need to have barely enough health to activate the statue and then go down. I don't know why that situations are when it is required. It's the same map pool, and maps are going to be built before any kind of item randomization happens. Okay, so that's interesting. Upper criteria does continue right and above West Ocean. And we also have Everest here. So we're seeing a lot of the water rooms early and a lot of the heated rooms early. But as far as we can see, the heated rooms are just blocking off the map. The water rooms are actually preventing progression to more areas. So now Cemo's in for the bad news. Cannot get the map after spending all that time fighting Fantoon. Face cam. Bit of a head tilt. Because it is a decision to stay and fight Fantoon when you don't have missiles instead of just leaving. Yep, going for the shortcut back. The easier way is to do the mock ball like Cemo's doing, and then you unmorph after passing over the ledge. Morph bombs. You can also just fall off the edge of the platform as you store the spark. Both ways would work. And that is called in map rando a temporary blue. I think it's in very hard to do that kind of movement. In this case, it's just a shortcut, but there are other uses for it where it unlocks item locations. The most common one that people know about is going to be Pit Room or Old Mother Brain. And that's where you build up your Shine Spark and then fall into the bomb blocks. But in map rando, it's more common to see it used to break morph bottle blocks. So like spooky missiles with speed and morph. Yep, stuff like that. So Nitro in the yoink room, falling down. Doing a little bit of exploring here. Didn't like what he saw. So Nitro has a map, but I don't know how close they are to the... I mean, it has a save, but I don't know how close they are to the possible paths that reach the map. It's kind of what we're doing right now, at least on Nitro's side. Just looking at how to get to the map still. They also got Grapple Beam, and then went up to Everest, where Everest is the most common place where you use Grapple, logically. When you get early Gravity Suit, a Grapple for Everest is a lot less meaningful because you can gravity jump everywhere. So in those cases, it's more likely to be used in heated rooms, like Croc's room, where you grapple over lava and spikes. Nothing over here. Cemo's going for the acid dive room now, amphitheater. 3 tanks, and also all the low percent experience. When you do this room with space jump, or with high jump speed, or with no movement items, it's all pretty different in how you have to go about it. Almost touched the ceiling. That could have been bad. Could have landed on the pirate. But I think they have a save set up. And so this is going to likely lead to the map in Criteria. You do get a save, so you're free to do a lot of whatever you want. And actually, this is just going to be a big time saver over what Nitro is doing. Probably enough to put cemo ahead. Unfortunate about predicting what was coming up with that room you have to grapple over. Trying to farm some energy here. It's not very effective. I think they should reset and then farm in the business center room. But for now, going to take this middle door, which is probably going to be safer. We'll see. Reserve tank, unfortunate. The crabs are a decent farm. That's the pre-Ridley farm room. And has grapple beam, so is set to heal to full in that room. It'll just take like 5 minutes. The pre-Ridley room and the room that you with the grapple blocks, they take a very similar amount of health to get through. Health refill, nice. So Nitro is still blind exploring. Okay, we're into Norfair. It's like, while Nitro is in Criteria, he's losing time compared to cemo, because cemo gets the map faster. But now that Nitro is in Norfair, then it's like a new area. A clean slate. Got him. This is not the way to your map. It was possible to know based on the bridge room. Okay, so Seema's doing a trick. Gonna bounce on the bug to get out. And that saves a power bomb. I do enjoy seeing that strat, because I found it. But that's cool to see. If you don't bounce just right on the bug, then you get soft blocked. Except in this case, you have power bombs, so it can just get out. Okay, so now cemo going for the map for real, and is able to reset back to the save room, depending on where they want to go next. Nitro's going to stay in Orfair, collecting these items. We don't know yet which region has better majors, but Space Jump is pretty good. That's Ridley. I see 3, 4 even. So we're going to be getting a lot of majors pretty fast. And we have Hockey on the job of tracking today. So be able to watch both screens simultaneously and tell us what we're finding. Chat can help out too. So we have Mission Impossible on Nitro's side. And then that's high jump. So if high jump is there, you actually can do the Mission Impossible strat. X-ray on cemo's side. Cemo coming up on another major. Did not mean to go into Ridley's room. I kind of like Cemo's position more, where there's a bunch of majors right here. And you just get them all and move on. Except Ridley's also here, so they're gonna have to come back later. Even if Very is the next item, they have to come back later. This is no time for a charge-only Ridley fight. We know that Hoda Ruby is Morph Bombs, but there's another major to the left of that. I don't think we've seen it. Is there a reason Nitro can't get this? First room in Torian gonna be the pants room. Both runners already have grapple, so not a problem. Grapple and gravity suit, I should say. I guess I need to relook at the map when cemo gets to Norfair to see what the problem was with the major that was above the Etikun E-Tank room. Big Pink is oftentimes a really good find. It has so many doors that a lot of the time the map room is just right here. Plus there tends to be at least one at least one item that's going to be very useful. So now we have top right of ship. Could be another major. That's bowling. Bowling is powered on. So Nitro actually can ride out the cutscene. Bowling Chozo will take him directly down to the items, but instead decides to go around and use the precious power bombs on that. This is Norfair Reserve on cemo's side. So 2 potential items. Supers. Spring Ball. And missiles. And when cemo picked up Spring Ball, then the minimap marker turned into a small dot indicating missiles. So it's been asked a few times how that interaction works when there's 2 items on the same tile. It's going to show the higher quality item, and then when you pick up that item first, it'll show the second item. And then it returns to showing the higher quality item, but as collected. Not sure why we're not getting Reserve either. But Nitro is moving along. Yeah, cemo coming into Norfair now. The map is right here. We're just gonna peek the 2 quick items. Worry tanks are still nice, we don't have area. Seems they come up a lot where we have early gravity and then no area. Kind of decided the previous race, the game 1. In game 1, Nitro, like both of them had to do a Ridley fight without Varia, and Nitro just needed more items and had to explore an entire new region, just looking for supers and E-tanks. Okay, so we're to Dragon. Dragon's gonna be a quick fight. You do want to keep your health high afterwards. Nitro does not know where Ridley is. So that's going to matter down the line. But using supers would be a way to save health. You don't lose too much energy with the grapple kill. But if it were like a Shine Spark kill, then that would take a lot of energy. By opening with supers, you need to spend less energy on the grapple kill. cemo passing up missiles. Using grapple with its intended functionality of being able to collect drops. Very efficient. Okay, Satorian map. Mother Brain. Some hollows. Ice Beam. Ice Beam's interesting. Nitro doesn't have ice. I still think that above the Taurian entrance is oasis into the pre-Batuan room. So I'm not sure why we didn't get that major. But right now, what is cemo gonna do? The item to the left is high jump. So we're gonna go to that. It's a major, it's close by. Makes sense. Nitro. Looks like they're leaving. Not much reason to stay. We've only been through 3 regions so far. So you're expecting to get better items as you move along, looking for Kraid and Ridley. It does matter where Nitro goes next. It also matters where cemo goes next. Because, you know, you gotta make decisions about which region you go to. The map does open up, and we can do pretty much anything. So, Meridia? Yes, no? Okay, Nitro getting the major here now. Screw attack. Screw attack's kind of nice. It's not important, but it does speed up rooms. Like, it's faster for breaking blocks. It's going to clear enemies. It's going to save energy by killing enemies quickly. So they're both going to have screw attack. I guess I don't think I'm going to try to predict what happens if Nitro goes to Criteria right now. But Meridia is the closer option. cemo has Space Jump. Nitro has Morph Bombs. Those are both in Criteria. cemo has the Criteria Knowledge, which is Ridley. And Fantoon was in Criteria, by the way. They just couldn't get to the map station early because it was behind Acid Dive on one side and Lava Dive on the other. So cemo has better items. Nitro does have the 20 supers. That's nice to have, but charge is pretty free. So we probably run to charge on both sides. And we know every boss except for Kraid. So one big thing that can happen is if we find Kraid early, then cemo would know to turn around if they're following a similar route. So it matters where Kraid is and also when Nitro returns to Criteria. They both do have high jump, speed, and gravity. So very nice movement options. As well as that screw attack, you're just going to be flying through everything. That's kind of just more reason to be executing well, because they both have those options available. So it's going to make a difference how well you execute relative to the opponent. Okay, so we're into Meridia. We're not really interested in Varia right now with this many E-tanks. But to skip Varia, you need better weapons on both sides. I'm missing the quick kill. It is an early map, so that's a lot of information. Kraid's right there. Well, well, well. Dragon down. Well, well, well. Well, well. So probably you get enough items after Kraid to be able to kill Ridley when you run into him. Probably, maybe. We don't know. We'll find out. Nitro still doesn't know where Ridley is and how much exploring is left to do. That's kind of the big difference right now. So cemo working with more information. Nitro is ahead as long as everything works out. But we're not sure that everything's going to work out just yet. This is very astute. So if cemo chases that, then that's going to be go mode. And just finish with charge ice and whatever. May still look for another beam, because the super count's not that good. It's just good enough. But Nitro's not going to have charge for at least a little bit. Not for this time in Iridia. cemo's out. Not staying for too many hollow dots. We saw in game 1 that cemo needed fewer E-tanks than this with full beam combo. So that could be a line of thought. But kind of the more common way to think about it is to do a pure super fight against Ridley. They're both fine against Mother Brain. Like, Nitro needs charge still. But they have enough E-tanks to survive Mother Brain. I've mentioned it a couple of times that cemo plays low ice because we keep running into situations where it's useful to be a speedrunner of low ice. Okay, so this Meridian map, it was pretty close to the start. You just need enough energy to continue on past the map. But cemo's going to be in boss go mode? I don't know. He knows where all the bosses are. And if they do get the Varia suit, which is right next to Kraid, then is set to just finish the seed. But we actually want to watch Nitro right now. Because if Nitro goes to Kateria, then they're ahead. If they go somewhere else, then they're less ahead. Like, it was really big that cemo got the criteria map and knows about Ridley, knows about charge. But they were playing slower in the early game. And, like, didn't find the correct path to supers right away. While Nitro was just checking other random places instead. So, like, they both have to go back to where the map was about. Oh no, Nitro's going this way. Going to Brinstar. And maybe the problem is that even if there is a save setup to... Oh, we have a map here. What's going on? Have I not been paying attention? What other regions are there? So, there should be a wreck ship somewhere. Cemo did the thing. Well, wherever wreck ship was. Ridley's in Criteria. Nitro's looking for items. And I have to assume that this is just Ridley killing items, or maybe finish the seed items. E-tanks are worthless. You just need Mother Brain ammo. Nitro can kill Ridley right now. Oh, was it? Hmm. It's just, if you know that Ridley is not here in Brinstar, this was a very long path to take. Reserve tank. Don't need those. There are majors that are on the map, but they're too out of the way to want to check. So really just looking for Mother Brain ammo. It could be that he doesn't know, or he doesn't think there's many rooms left in Criteria. A short charge, Nitro side. Can get some more missiles. So it's looking like the charge information is gonna be the bigger thing. What is Cemo doing? Baby skip for fun. Is that a power bombs? Try at the ship. Okay. Maybe Nitro's ahead after all. Cemo taking a serious detour here on the way back to Criteria. And then Nitro's gonna have the ammo to do everything faster. Yeah, Cemo's ammo. The two remaining boss fights are gonna be really slow still. And so they would have to be ahead going into the boss fights. Right now Nitro can do pure ammo boss kills. Those are gonna be pretty quick. Where charge ice half kills are going to take a few minutes still. And we'll see exactly how off path the charge beam was. It was very close to Business Center over here. It is possible to just run into the Ridley room. I think it was directly across. But is they gonna turn back and get the map? more reserves. Okay, Nitro's still looking for a bit more ammo. No back in criteria. The one major that's in criteria is morph bombs. So don't want to go after that one, even if it is a beam hunt. Down the path? I didn't think down was the way. Could be. Nitro getting space jump. And an E-tank. Probably very upset. And then this doesn't even connect to the map room anyway. So, like, triple upset. So about to head into the criteria map. And then we'll know to just turn around. The Ridley fight will be there. Has enough ammo for Ridley, but not for Mother Brain. And then there's two majors right next to it. And that's going to be Spring Ball in charge. So here's our low ice Ridley fight. This timed it a little bit. So there's a particle spinning around. It ultimately did nothing. Lightly rusty. Unfortunate. So Nitro should check the majors first. And then do the Ridley fight. If they went in right now, Nitro probably has the faster fight. Okay. Giving us the more interesting fight. So Nitro's side saving 15 supers for after Ridley turns red. Cemo's doing a similar thing too. But then it's going to use missiles to make up the difference. Like to bring him into the red state. Gale ate one of the supers. It can magically do that sometimes. And then hopefully doesn't need to use a power bomb. That'd be pretty minor. Yes. Now let us return you to your previously scheduled Ridley fight. Okay, there's the color change. How many shots is this? 90. It's about 7 charge shots per super. That's why it takes so long. And then each charge shot is going to take a full second. Nitro running into some power bombs somewhere. Took a reset. And is now going to get charge beam. So cemo should be faster to Mother Brain. So it should just be the same situation again, where cemo enters first and then Nitro passes in the fight. The difference with Mother Brain Fight is you have to... Cemo's gonna have to use most of their ammo on the glass. And it'll be an even bigger difference on the kill times. But it's multiple minutes of difference. And they're not a minute apart. Does need to refill ammo. Does this route work? Or is this for the major? I think this is just for the major. And it's not a beam. So that's kind of incorrect routing to get that now. If you're getting that major, then you'd do it before Ridley. And then plus there were more majors in Radio to pick up. So that's actually going to give us Nitro in the Mother Brain Fight first. Setting up there. The top right of Norfair leads into Torian. And then Mother Brain's in Torian. And the difference in kill times is going to be big, but the reason for that is that Nitro spent a lot of time crossing over Norfair and into left Brinster to pick up more items than Cemo did. So Cemo had a bit more of a direct route through the seed, and picked up fewer items because of it. Even early on in Criteria, Cemo went right for the map, and at that time Nitro was blind checking rooms. So picked up a few more random items. But Cemo had a more direct path through the seed. So it's hard to say where that movement gap comes from. How it was possible that Nitro could be exploring more. But anyhow, we're into the Mother Brain Fight. It's going to be 18 projectiles for the glass, plus a little bit of damage. Supers are going to do double damage. That includes on Mother Brain 1. It doesn't look like we'll see it. So 25 supers for the second phase. Should be opening with a ice shield, as you would in ice, low ice. Pretty easy to do. You can get 2 in. But after all that ammo, it's only going to be a handful of shots now. And then that'll be it for the fight. Basically done by the time Cemo enters the fight. You go for the speed skip. Reload that room. That looks like the fight is over. So the fight's over as soon as Cemo enters the room. It looks like Nitro is gonna take the win here on game 2. And even it up. This is a best of 3. This is the second game. Cemo won the first game. And with this win, Nitro is going to bring it to a game 3. They haven't scheduled it yet. They have plenty of time to schedule it. They are very ahead of schedule. This is the... Yeah. Before moving on, I'll also say that this is an upper bracket match. So the loser just goes down to the lower bracket, and upper stays in upper. Winner stays in upper. But this is the Speedgaming Live 2024 Super Metroid Randomizer Tournament. And we started qualifiers in early July. We've moved into the bracket stage. Took top 32. 60 entrants in the tournament, top 32 major brackets. We've been cutting out some runners now. This is the winners quarterfinals, but there's also the lower bracket that is giving many runners a second chance. But we're going to run all through September. And that's where we're scheduled to end. So they're way ahead of schedule. But we are getting some very close matches here. Flick Mockball onto the ship. And GG's to Nitro. Getting the win with a 55-24. So kind of a difference that we're seeing is Nitro maybe playing a little faster, but cemo having the routing edge. So it's interesting to see how that matches up, compare the two strategies. And it turns out we get some pretty close races. Since they're only playing 2 matches today, we can get both of them in here to talk about the 2 that were played. See if they have any thoughts on it. The tournament itself does have a solid number of races this week still. Starting with tomorrow, we have Solsky and Andy, 2 p.m. But now we are deep enough in the tournament to have gaps in the schedule. So it's not going to be every day anymore. But there's still many Super Metroid races on the Speedgaming schedule. You can check it out to know when they're coming up. Watch along, cheer on your favorite racer, give them a follow, volunteer to track and commentate. Nitro is joining me, so GG on your races, Nitro.
Thank you. And I'll wait for cemo to come up. Looks like they're right.
Yeah.
GG cemo.
And we also have cemo.
GG Nitro. There was some fun seeds.
Yeah.
Pretty quiet.
They were pretty fun. I'm just not. I'm very not happy about how the first seed ended up. It's completely my fault. Like, I got extremely unlucky, but it's my fault for playing it dumb. Like, that's just lesson learned. Just don't look for blind mother brain in that situation, because I just got so rolled on it. And
I poked around a little bit, but it was also more for like save points and things that would make it easier to get to the map. So I don't know what you had there. I didn't have Varia, I think, in the...
No, I didn't have Varia either. It looked like we ended up with pretty similar loadouts at the end. We both didn't have speed.
Nitro had far more E-tanks, so it was a lot safer of a mother brain.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, like it took forever for me to get the Meridia map, so like it was just going terribly. And then I tried to look for Mother Brain blindly in Torian, so I was just going all left, and Mother Brain was 1 room to the right, and it was really bad.
Yeah, that was really tragic.
You didn't blind check the right door.
No, my bad.
The map wasn't even that far.
Yeah, but like there's so many left doors, and it's Torian, it's a tiny area, like she's supposed to just be there in one of the first few left doors.
Yeah, and game one, cemo was like really far behind. Like it didn't look possible to come back, but then just made it work. One big difference was Nitro went to, I think it was Norfair, but went somewhere to get a lot of items for Ridley.
Mhm.
And so your two Ridley fights played a really big part as well as the Mother Brain Hunt.
Yeah, I was pretty loaded. I ended up with like a lot of E-tanks and full beam. The reason I like went, I think I definitely played it too safe because I didn't know how much energy I would need to do lava dive, and I think I thought it was way more than I did. Cause like I might have been able to like get away with it if I got the beams and then like just tried to fight Ridley, but I didn't want to. My biggest thing with these is I don't want to risk like shambling, like death looping kind of thing. Like if it's barely possible, I'd rather just go get more items and ensure it than like risk losing them, you know, potentially endless time from not being able to do something. And I like how I played that. I think it was fine. I didn't have to go too far for the extra tanks. And I didn't know, and also like because I knew like the game was ending in Meridia and it like started with Norfair Elevator, like I didn't know like what I was getting into there. So I wanted to be super prepared for it and like the chance of running into speed still. So which ended up not being necessary, which was good. But
Yeah, the speed requirement was actually interesting, where you both
yeah.
did the speedless speedway to get through.
I mean, we knew
And
it had to be somewhere over there at that point, so it's
Right.
yeah,
Oh, I also super.
I felt pretty bad about the seed, so you know, I was just
Mhm.
I was like,
Oh,
well,
where were your
I'll just
first
do what I
supers?
can.
Real quick.
Behind Kraid.
Okay, good. I was wondering if you might have. I felt really annoyed when there was supers with the major behind Dragon, because I thought you might have gone for that, like early Dragon fight with missiles
With
and gotten
5
supers there.
missiles.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dragon.
It's you, you know. You know. I was really worried about that because it took so long to get supers, and then there were supers there, but you couldn't tell it because it was bundled with the major. So I was like, ooh, about that, but.
yeah. Once you got the criteria map, then you both did exactly the same thing until I think it was until the after the Dragon fight. Except we did see that Nitro reset the wave and ice, whereas Cemo just kept them and made it out with the 4E tanks.
That's definitely a mistake. I just thought it would need way more than it does.
No, you can make it probably with 3, maybe 2 if you're really good about things, but I haven't really practiced that necessarily to do it on 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah, what I was saying, I made like a super blunder. It wasn't a super blunder. I think if I didn't do this, it would have been like really close. I don't think I lost 45 seconds from it though. So after I got the Meridian map, so I had the save after, it was after Metroid Room 1. There was a save that I took before getting to the Meridian map. And then when I got the map, I opened it and saw that Torian was before that. And what I thought happened was I thought that my save was past Frog Speedway, right? So I was like, oh, I need to reset back to the ship because I can't get past that. But it wasn't. It was just Metroid Room 1, so I could have actually gone back to that save and then gone straight up.
There's
And
a save
I lost
like
a lot of
right
time because of
outside
it.
of Frog Speedway, I think.
Yeah, it's after it. It's like it's Frog Speedway, then it's Climb, then it's another long room. It's M1, and then the save. And I got
There's
that
one
confused.
near kind of before it though, I think. Maybe I'm incorrect about it.
Yeah,
Tough to
there was.
remember.
I'm not sure. I don't.
It was actually
I don't think I had that. If I did.
I guess what happened there is I ended up just ending up in Torian while I was looking for like maybe a place to farm up or something, and then got to the
Yep.
map. Seems like that
Mhm.
helped a lot.
Yeah, I think you just saved like
Getting
an
lucky.
unbelievable amount of time in the end game.
Yeah, by not having
Mhm.
the health to go through 3 Musketeers, being comfortable with that, flying. Yeah.
Man. Oh well.
then in game 2, the difference was more about this criteria map at the start, where Nitro blind checked most of the criteria, cemo stayed in and got that map, and so had the early charge, had the Ridley information. And then we were
Surprised you got that map. It seemed. Is there another way to it, or do you have to go through amphitheater?
You have to go through amphitheater.
Okay.
I had 3 tanks, but I had to take a save at the ship, so it felt pretty slow. But
yeah,
I'd already killed Fantoon with 5 supers, so I was committed. I was committed to that map.
okay.
Right. So that one, I was wondering about Nitro's route through the end game before Ridley, where you went through Norfair and into Brinstar.
That was just straight up a blunder. I didn't realize it was the same area. Well, I knew earlier, because like I was thinking when I was coming back down, I was like, why did I not just like go to Brinstar earlier? I was like, I didn't realize, like, yeah, I skipped it for a reason, because it was just the other side of the, tube split or whatever. But I didn't realize that I was going to it, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Brinstar now, because I didn't want to go back to Criteria. But while I was already there, I was like, oh, this is this, but there's so many hollows, so I'm just gonna check, and I got 1, maybe 2 supers out of it. Either way, it seemed really bad in the moment, but in hindsight, it probably actually helped a lot, because like
They're
I
valuable
definitely needed
supers.
those supers. Yeah, those supers were
Yeah,
really good.
Didn't do anything in Brinstar, basically. Like, I had went down the toilet and saw that I don't think I was getting the map that way, and I didn't really want to blind check it. And then I just did everything else first.
Interesting. Oh, so you didn't get Brinstar map at all?
Yeah.
Interesting. I feel like it wasn't. I don't remember it, but I thought it wasn't that crazy.
I
And
think
just
if you
had
come in
great
from
information.
near Ridley or from another way, that better? I don't know. That was my impression, but I
I
haven't.
think you have to
actually
get
looked
it
at the map.
from down the tube. I don't think you can get it from the other side.
Yeah, it looked like it might have connected to like a part that might have been disconnected.
Yeah, that was the one off of. It was like bottom left, Norfair. Somewhere was the disconnected area. Unless I'm misremembering, which is possible.
I definitely misremembered. I had a lot of trouble on the second one with just remembering the map. I had to. I don't know. I just like had trouble navigating. I think like the criteria map a lot, where like I thought I was gonna pass by a major on the way to Ridley, and then I did not, and it ended up being bombs. I got it on the way back, so it was not.
Is that what happened there?
Time. Yeah. I was like, I
You
should have
thought
grabbed
he'd
this
have it early?
before, but then I was already on the way to Ridley, and I was like, well, now it's out of the way.
Yeah, I did a lot of criteria blind. I just like kept blind checking everything. I pretty much, as far as I know, like last located the going left in landing site. I just like did everything else I could do in the right of
North Air
criteria.
portal up there.
Yeah, the Norfair portal. I pretty much did everything I could do blind, besides going through Lava Diver Amphitheater.
Yeah. Amphitheater, I was a bit scared about. Lava Dive, I checked. I think I had 2 tanks, and I saw what was over there, and there was Ice Beam and something in the other room, which ended up being Wave Beam, I think.
Yeah, that was the first
seed.
game.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and this one, Lava Dive, was like top right criteria. I don't know what was over there, but it was probably nothing, I think.
I guess I didn't go that way. I guess I didn't think it was good.
It's probably just a dead end.
It was a fun seat, though. Game 3, I'm busy for the next few days, but I was talking about doing it on Sunday.
Yep, that would be good. Probably, we can try and schedule around not other things.
Yeah,
We'll see.
good idea.
Yeah, there's a race at 7 on Sunday, so we could maybe do earlier or later, whatever is better for you.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're in no rush. We can figure it out at some point.
Yep. No rush at all. This is 3rd round of upper bracket. So lots of time to schedule your races. It's usually by the lower bracket at this point. But that has been a really nice series to watch. One game apiece. You're both really good runners, so thanks for coming on. And you can give some closing comments if you have any.
Thank you. GG's.
GG's Nitro. Thank you, Aussie Hockey. I think I saw WX Fan was signed up in the first one.
Yeah, for the first game.
Thanks to him too. Thanks to everyone in chat. I'm gonna watch this back later and read everything chat said.
I'm gonna watch it back and be very, very sad, probably.
Yeah, that's how it works. Unless you like God route, you're just gonna be sad. Yeah, GG's. Have a good night, everybody. GG's.
Yep. So thanks for coming on. Thanks to Hockey. I've been Aussie 101. Commentating these races, and this has been the Speedgaming Live 2024 Super Metroid Randomizer Tournament. There's still many more matches. None more today, but throughout this week and through the remaining months that the tournament is running. So tune in. You can give these runners a follow. Cemo Rocks and Nitro VT. Very good runners. Really good at Super Metroid. And with that, we're going to be done here with Speedgaming 4. So good night, everybody, and see you next time.